How's my hair?
Strong. So strong.
My hair could lift a car off a baby if it had to.
Absolutely.
Well, I like to hear it.
Education is our future. Farmers are this nation's backbone.
Bankers,
Women,
veterans,
Filipino tilt-a-whirl operators are this nation's backbone. Salamat.
Cam Brady will win his 5th term in Congress simply by signing the registration ballot. That's one of the perks of running unopposed.
Let's get this bad boy signed.
I don't know if that's supposed to be push or pull. Hey.
Who is that guy?
Boy, Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis. I laughed and laughed at The Hangover. This movie, well, not so much.
I'm with you. I like to agree with you. Sorry, that was my Ross Perot.
Was that your Ross Perot?
Which has been coming out, which I actually, the one thing I was kind of happy about is that they actually took a quote from Ross Perot and they tacked it on the front of this week. If you want to ask me what that quote was, I have no fucking idea.
Now, one thing I can tell you about this movie is that I left it feeling more positive than negative because I went into it expecting to hate its guts.
Once again, I don't know if you and I have been sharing the same pea brain, but you know what? I was on that same page. This is like you have those movies where you see the trailer and immediately you're like, fuck that.
Yes.
And
this was one of those.
This was really one of those because I'm like, is these motherfuckers doing the same goddamn thing over and over again? Because every time I saw this trailer, all I thought was like, here's that fucking Anchorman fucking movie again. And wow, let's drill that into the goddamn ground.
Oh, man.
Before I realized at the end of it when it said the campaign, I was like, wait, what?
I had that same reaction. And for everybody who keeps going on my spill page going, Leon, why don't you like Anchorman? Listen, I don't fucking like it. Why do you need an explanation?
Yeah.
There's some movies you like that I don't like and vice versa. Let that be it. I think the movie's dumb and not well written. There, I said it. Leave me alone.
And I'm sure if you had a private conversation with the writer and director, they were like, no, you're right. It is dumb. You know what I mean? That's what we set out to do.
And that's one thing. Like every time I saw commercials for this, first off, I would think, oh, is this that Anchorman 2 I've been hearing about? I'm like, oh, great. Okay, so for an hour and a half, I'm going to have to watch Will Ferrell do his George Bush impression against Zach Galifianakis doing his character from Due Date.
Yeah.
And I hated his character from Due Date. I hated Due Date.
You know, I never saw Due Date, but when I was watching this, I was like, why is he ripping off Jack Black? Remember that movie Jack Black did? Bernie.
Oh, right.
I was like, wow, he's really ripping off Bernie. It's it's one of those characters that has a little too much cream in his puff.
Yeah. It's all these ambiguously gay characters, and so I was just prepared for torture, having to sit through this and just grit my teeth, and even thinking all right, let me make plans for what I'm going to be doing at around 8:30 when I get up and walk out of this bitch.
Yeah.
And it's directed by Adam McKay, which I didn't realize that.
Actually, it's directed by Jay Roach.
Oh, Jay Roach.
Yeah.
Oh, Jay Roach did all the Austin Powers movies.
He did the Austin Powers and Meet the Fockers and all that.
Oh, Jesus
bullshit.
Christ!
So I mean, are you shocked?
No. Okay, that's why I guess so. I guess it's written by Will Ferrell and Adam McKay.
Actually, no. You're wrong again.
God damn it! I can't get nothing right on
No,
this
I'm
thing.
sorry. Actually, the story was by Adam McKay, Chris Henchy, and Sean Harwell.
Okay.
And the screenplay was by all those guys except for one.
Okay. Because I was like, okay, so basically you got another Will Ferrell, Adam McKay joint. Because when they're working together on Eastbound and Down, I like it then because I like that character Kenny Powers. He makes me laugh. I realize he's the glue that holds their team together. But whenever these guys are doing other stuff, it's like Will Ferrell's comedy. It's very random. It's a lot of improv and it's random. And sometimes something hits, and a lot of times it doesn't. And you're sitting there just
you're waiting for the hit.
Yeah, you're waiting for the hit. And I was shocked that this had hits at all. And matter of fact, it was enough to keep me going through it without ever settling down into hate. It kept surprising me with chuckles throughout the movie.
It is one of those movies where my expectations were so low, so goddamn low that they were touching the bubble gum on the goddamn floor that the chuckles that I did get, the laughs that I did get, I was actually surprised about. I was like, all right, you know what? I'll give it to you. Where I felt myself very forgiving of the comedy.
Yeah.
Actually, I was saying it out loud. I'll give you that.
Right.
I was talking to the screen and people were getting pissed off at me. Okay, you got me there. All right, that's funny.
Now, as far as what the movie is about, Will Ferrell is a South Carolina congressman who's been running unopposed. He's running unopposed. He's gonna win.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's got this election so locked up that he's like, hey, listen, all I gotta do is talk about America and freedom and Jesus
And comb my hair.
and have a nice hairstyle, and everybody will vote for me. And it's one of these that's like, it's a lot like The Dictator, where it's making a political statement, but beating you over the head it's beating you over the head with a dead fish to the point where you're like, all right, goddamn it, stop doing that.
Right.
I get it.
The movie's called The Campaign. All right,
Yeah.
you got me there.
But he's got this thing locked up pretty much, even though he kind of fucks up because he's messing around with this young chick, and now you got two guys, two rich fucks. There's no other way to put this. Played by Dan Aykroyd and John Lithgow, who are like, yeah, but you know what? We're working with China. We want to build a Chinese sweatshop in the middle of South Carolina, or is that where they? I keep forgetting where they are, but we want to build that there, and we don't know if he's our man. So we need to like prop up our own puppet candidate. And okay, we'll go get Zach Galifianakis, whose dad he's one of our buddies. And even though he's the fuck up son, he'll do whatever we say.
If you really want to help this district, the first thing you have to do, Marty, is win.
I do want to help the district. I love my home. It's just all happening so fast.
Listen, I think Cam Brady can be beaten, but I don't believe you believe that. You know what? I'm just going to call your dad and tell him you don't have the rocks for this.
You put your phone away, Mr. Watley. This might be hard for you to believe, but this dog has a ton of fight in him. A ton of fight. And when I get a scent, I hunt, brother. I hunt all day long.
And
Well, the funny thing about that, those two characters, was it me or did they remind you of the guys from Trading Places?
they totally reminded me of the guys from Trading Places. That's all I can think about.
I know. I was like, why didn't they just have those guys? Are those guys still alive?
I'm surprised they didn't bet each other $1 at some point in the movie. And Zach Galifianakis, he's got his chubby little family, and he walks two little pugs. I mean, I don't know. Like, they can't decide if he's gay or if he's not, or if he's just a weirdo, whatever. Mm-hmm. But he's earnest. But it's one of these things where they, him running against Will Ferrell, it becomes a real race at some point because this guy's got money behind him, and it's that point where power corrupts and who's the real bad guy. Mm-hmm. And they're going at each other, and the comedy is very like, hey, everybody comes, just think of like the funniest thing or the weirdest or the most fucked up thing you can, and we'll just shoot it.
Yeah, the movie should have been called Mudslinging because I mean that's really that's the meat of it. That's what you're there for. That's why you're there to laugh, and when that starts to kick in, the movie does have its moments, but it was interesting to see how Will Ferrell just throughout this whole movie, it really did seem like nothing was really written for him. He was just going through the motions, interact like him, and whenever him and Zach Galifianakis are together, you could tell, like, wow, it must have been a long day of fucking shooting because I can imagine the scene going on and on and on until they found something that just fucking, clicked. Something to where it's like, okay, you know what? This is worth charging fucking $14 for.
I didn't think about that, but it was like they probably got together for those scenes, and Will Ferrell would just keep saying stuff until the crew started laughing and go like, okay, cut.
That's it.
We'll use that one.
That's a take. Yeah, check the gate. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, and to criticize this movie any more than just to say, yeah, they were just kind of doing their shtick until something worked, that would be me not doing my job, to where I still have to look at the movie as a whole because I'm like, yeah, okay, I get that is why we're here. We're here to see these guys talk shit about each other.
Right.
But, is there anything else that this movie can give me that can set it, from the rest of from the rest of fucking Will Ferrell's goddamn comedies that he's constantly giving me? And I have to say, not really.
Not really, no.
They throw in some characters in this movie that I wish they had more of. Like, there's a guy in here. Let me see. His name is the character's Tim Watley.
Oh, Dylan McDermott.
He's played by Dylan McDermott. And this is a guy I really think this is the guy that they should have had at the very end of the Avengers. You know, when he turns around, the guy who's really pulling all the strings, making everything happen. Because like this guy comes out of nowhere. I mean, the thing is with Zach Galifianakis' character, you know, he's a cream puff, a little bit more puff than usual.
Yeah.
But you know, and this guy is there to take that fucking cream out and you know and you know fill that shit up with chocolate and go, all right, you know what? You're going to be a fucking badass. I mean, the guy says, you know, I'm here to make you not suck. And I love that. I love this character because the guy pops out of nowhere. You know, he becomes like a family fixture to where he monitors the family. And if they look like they're acting like a bunch of dumbass Brady Bunch, you know, if it looks like a Brady Bunch fucking rerun, the guy will fucking put his foot down and go, no, that's enough of that shit. Stop it now. Oh, man, there was a great scene where he just popped out of nowhere in the shower where I'm like, oh, wait, hold on. You know what? He ripped that off of Batman. I don't know if you remember that Batman Justice League where he fucking walks into that black chick Amanda Waller in the shower.
Yeah.
He don't give a fuck. That guy does that here, and it's awesome. It's still awesome.
It's funny because I used to think like, man, Dylan McDermott would probably make a good Batman.
You know what? You're absolutely right. I think he was. I think he fucking took. Yeah, he was watching Batman. This guy is preparing to be the next Batman because he watched that goddamn cartoon. He's like, you know, what'd be great right here? A goddamn shower scene where I just come out of nowhere. Like me sneaking up on Commissioner Gordon while he's washing his balls.
Right. and the thing is, you know what? I mean, yeah, there's so much about it, but you might go, here we go again. But I got to say, of the Will Ferrell comedies, I probably did that less because every time I thought I was going to do that, they'd have some joke that, God damn it, that did work.
It did.
I might not have got a belly laugh out of it, but I got a significant chuckle. And you got the scene where he punches a baby, and as fake as it is, it's still funny. The whole setup for how it happens is funny.
Yeah, it really is because I was obviously I'm sitting right next to you, and I really think we were laughing all at the same stuff.
Yeah.
Even where I was a bit nervous, I was like, should I laugh? Oh, there goes Leon. You hear that laugh? That's my cue. Yeah, but I mean, but that baby scene though, I hated that baby scene in the trailer.
Yeah.
And when I saw it here, I was like, I still don't like it, but what the fuck did they do to that baby? I mean, they turned that fucking baby into the goddamn bad boy all of a sudden. Like, there's a side profile where you see the fist coming in, and all of a sudden, like, when you look at, like, I'm telling you, people, when you're in the theater, look at the baby because they CG the fuck out of that baby to where you see like
all the
veins.
ripples.
You see veins, and I swear to God, they turned that baby into the Bat Boy from the Sun magazine, and I was just like, why? Why did you do that? That's so stupid. But
the thing is, with the way the movie started,
it made me laugh.
Where it was going in the beginning, I was like, well, I can see this ain't gonna be much more than I thought. But I'm not gonna say too much more about it. But there's a scene with the maid that is caught me so off guard. It was so funny. And I was like, you know what? Maybe this is going to work out all right. And like from that point on, like once she came on, I felt like that kicked it off. And I was like, you know what? They got enough going on here to keep me interested. It's not a I was going to say it's not a great movie. It's not even a good movie.
No, it's not.
But you know, it does deliver on some laughs.
That maid was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That scene right there, it's one of those scenes that when you go into a comedy, and it's one of those scenes that is so kind of cleverly done. Yes. That it's like a ray of sunshine in that dark cave that you're in. You see a glimmer of hope, and you're like, yes. But then a rock, a little pebble comes and covers that hole up, and you're like, fuck. You know?
Well, I mean, it's funny because that scene is like when you hear somebody about to tell like the worst joke ever. Like you like, man, I don't know what the punchline is, but I've heard jokes like this. This is going to be horrible, and I just wish I wasn't even here. And then they deliver a punchline that makes you go like, "What the fuck? Wow! Okay, you got me. You got me on that one."
I mean, because what the movie, you know, obviously the movie's making fun of just like all the ass clowns that are in these elections anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, you know, this isn't too far away from what we see on fucking TV every day.
I know,
you know, to where. I read something today from Mitt Romney where he wanted to coin a phrase, Obama-loney. I guess it's something Obama.
Like trying to say baloney.
Oh yeah. And
Jeez,
he's like,
man,
if you're going to coin anything, I know. I was like, if you're going to coin anything, try coining this. Whatever he's saying about me, I consider that Obama-loney. I'm like, did he hire fucking Will Ferrell's writers? If he has any, or the ones that he fucking like threw out the window? Did this motherfucker hire that guy to do his comedy? Please stop. I mean, I was like, so I mean, but I saw, you know, and knowing that, you know, that's kind of what, you know, you expect. I mean, it did become like a really like kind of long SNL skit.
Yeah, there is
like,
that.
Okay, you know, I get it. It's funny. You know, the Zach Galifianakis, he didn't annoy me as much as he usually does.
Actually, I was gonna say, I thought, you know what, for a character that's kind of one-dimensional, he did manage to like. He really held it and put some dimension in it. I was like, wow, he really has become this character. It's not just an affectation that he's doing.
And that dimension that you're talking about, it came at the very last movie. Not that he had another hamburger or something. He like no, but he actually like he actually put some. You know, there's a great scene. Explaining why he does what he does, you know, that he's really there for the people. And it was kind of moving, you know, especially the example that he brought in from the past, that, you know, both these characters are related to.
Right.
And, you know, and I love that scene. It's just like, well, it's a little too late, you know, because all this other dumb shit that's happened before. I know. What does it matter? I mean, with this, I was, right when we saw that one funny scene with the main, I was hoping this would go into better territory, but it really didn't, because by the time I left the theater, I completely forgot about the movie.
Yeah.
I really did, and I was like, wow, could I really recommend this to anybody, like any of my friends? No. Could I watch this again on TV if it came on? Not really. So I mean, I have to give it a rental.
Oh, okay. You scare me.
Fucking better than sex, pal. What do you think I was going to say? Like, how did I scare you? That fucking baby was more scary than what I had to fucking say.
You know what? For just about all the reasons you said, I mean, to me, I get this a rental also, and I feel like, hey, I'm happily giving it a rental, whereas I came in this with the like, okay, am I going to give it some old bullshit or fuck you? And the longer it went on, I was like, okay, it actually is above some old. Like I've laughed too often in this to still give it some old bullshit. That would be fake of me to do that.
Right.
But yeah, it's not good enough for me to tell anybody to go see it, because I don't want them coming back to me going like, why you tell me to watch that? Because I wouldn't really have an answer for it.
Like they did with The Watch? Wow.
Well, hey, man.
I think we were the only ones holding fresh tomatoes for that movie, right?
Well, as long as somebody hit us with the rotten tomatoes, that's fine.
Yeah, we keep dropping down that price. Anybody buying this?
The funny thing is, man, it's like, you know, it's August because nothing we've seen lately is coming above a rental.
Oh man, you're absolutely
it's just rental
right.
city.
It is rental city, and the month of August should be considered rental month for the movie industry. Yeah. Rentals across the board.
But yeah, you know what? Don't vote for this movie.
No, yeah, please. I almost want to bring Ross Bro back so I could just say, "Can you let me finish? Can you let me finish?" I was hoping Corey would be here so he could just keep talking. Say, can I let you? Can you let me finish? Can I let you finish? Let me introduce you to my resume. Let me finish. Here we go.
But hey, man, if you're hell bent on seeing it, like this is your kind of thing, I think you'll like it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you get dragged to it, you might be like, all right, it's not as bad as I was afraid it was going to be.
Yeah.
But if you were like enthusiastic and you don't know, don't go see this because I said it.
No.
You're on your own.
And if you let me finish, I'll tell you the same thing. I tell you, you don't do this. Don't do it. You know, you like pie?
Yeah, I love pie.
Everybody should love pie. It's America. You know, America is pie. I got this pie chart right here. I'm going to tell you the percentage of how much I like this movie and how much I did it. But no, anyway, yeah. If your friends are dragging you to go see this goddamn movie, make sure they pay for it. All right,
and drink first.
Yes, that is the American way, of course.
I refuse to lose, and I will win.
This dog has a lot of fight in him.
Marty Huggins? What do you got there? Is that a crossbow? Ah! Oh! Black Hawk down!
Gentlemen, we've got some babies to kiss.
That's my baby to kiss.
Stop it!
He just punched a baby.
Is anyone asking how my hand feels after punching that iron-like jaw of that baby?